Hi everyone, good morning. It's super early for me. Welcome to my channel, Revealing the Narc. And I am so happy that you're here. Please like and subscribe. And if you are interested, leave comments. I just love all the engagement. It makes me feel really good, and I hope it feels really good for you too. So I just wanted to jump on this article. It looks like it was updated about 16 minutes ago. And there are three things that are going to come up in this article. The first is about Prince Harry's birthday coming up. The second is about Prince George learning to fly. And the third mentions Earl Spencer, Princess Diana's brother. So we're going to start with reading the article, and then we'll go to two other articles that support what we will talk about today. All right, so we know Prince Harry turns 40 on Sunday, September 15th. We've been talking about it for a while because we know he's going to be getting an inheritance on that day from the Queen Mother. But let's read what this article says. So Prince Harry has spoken of his excitement at turning 40 on Sunday as he plans to celebrate with his family in California before heading away on a break with his closest friends. He told the BBC, "Whatever the age, my mission is to continue showing up and doing good in the world." The Duke of Sussex added that becoming a father to his two children has given him a fresh perspective on life and made him more committed to making the world a better place. Reports suggest that Meghan Markle may return to the UK after receiving an invitation to Harry's uncle Earl Spencer's house for Christmas. Meanwhile, their 11-year-old nephew, Prince George, is following in his father's footsteps and is learning to fly, with reports suggesting that he took his first flight on the final day of his summer holidays. The future king reportedly loved his maiden flight, while Prince William and Kate watched him. I can't believe I said it now. Prince William and Princess Catherine watched him from the runway on the White Waltham airfield near Maidenhead. Harry remains estranged from his brother, the Prince of Wales, highlighted by the siblings reportedly not talking at a memorial service last month that wasn't a funeral. So there's a lot of things that we already know about this article. We can see that the article is a little bit skewed, right? The fact that they called her Kate instead of Princess Catherine, that all these positive things that Harry is saying, it's a lot to say that your mission is to continue showing up and doing good for the world, and you have a fresh perspective on life. But words don't mean anything if action does not follow. And we know that one of Harry's biggest actions, one of the things he's majorly working on, is suppressing freedom of speech. And that is not a good thing. We see what's happening around the world, and we see how much more important it is that freedom of speech is maintained. Okay, so let's get into Earl Spencer. Earl Spencer is Princess Diana's younger brother. The two of them grew up very close, and their two elder siblings, Sarah and Jane, were almost of a previous generation. So the household that they grew up in was very different than the one that Earl Spencer and Princess Diana grew up in. So soon after Princess Diana divorced, she made a request of her brother, and he originally said yes, and then he said no. Okay, so let's talk about that. So here's this article from Hello Magazine, and it was published in 2023. The title is Why Princess Diana's Post-Divorce Request Was Rejected by Her Brother Earl Spencer. Princess Diana sadly passed away in 1997, 1 year after her divorce from the then Prince Charles. And during her public breakup, the Princess of Wales had support from members of the public as well as her family. Okay, so let's continue reading the article. Her brother, Earl Charles Spencer, offered Diana a place to stay at their childhood home of Althorp, but it turns out he had the hard job of rejecting her request when it came to living arrangements. In a BBC Radio 4 interview, as reported in People magazine, the Earl made a choice because he felt it was the right decision for her, but he did admit that she probably couldn't see it. So here's an image of the Althorp estate. He explained, Diana had a lovely dream that she could live a normal life afterwards. But the one house, meaning after the divorce, But the one house that she set her heart on in the park at the family home of Althorp was 3 bedrooms and 100 yards from the road, and it was just not possible. The police knew it wouldn't work. I offered every other property that was suitable on the estate. I really felt it was the right decision for her, but she probably couldn't see it. The main property of Althorp has a whopping 90 rooms, and the Earl opens it up in the summer months for members of the public to tour the various rooms. So, what I read in one of the Princess Diana's biographies, and I've read so many, is that she was very hurt by this because the way that Earl Spencer is explaining it here is not how Princess Diana perceived what was said. Princess Diana perceived it as it's going to be too much of a headache. There's going to be too many people here. It's going to be too crowded, and we just can't have you living here. It made it seem like it was an inconvenience to have Princess Diana there. And perspective is everything, right? So maybe that wasn't Earl Spencer's, it wasn't her brother's intent. Maybe what he's saying here was his true intent. But Princess Diana did believe that she was going to be an inconvenience for him, and that's the reason for this decision that he made. Okay, so the next thing we'll talk about is a palate cleanser, and I'm excited to do this. We'll talk a little bit about Prince George and flying. All right, time for a palate cleanser. So Prince George enjoys first flying lesson as Prince William and Princess Catherine watch. This was reported on September 13th, which is today. So let's read the article. Prince George has had a love of aviation since he was a toddler, and according to reports, he's just taken his first flying lesson. The Prince and Princess of Wales's eldest child, 11, flew with an instructor as his parents watched him from the ground at White Waltham Airfield near Maidenhead, Berks, a 20-minute drive from their Windsor home. 11 years old, can you imagine that? Do you remember something else someone special Meghan did at 11 years old? Yeah, interesting that it's the same age. All right, so according to The Sun, George enjoyed an hour's lesson at the airfield on the last day of the school summer holidays last week. The prince, who is second in line to the throne, then relaxed with Prince William and Princess Catherine at the airfield's clubhouse, the West London Aero Club. The article continues, according to the website, anyone of any age can learn to fly, but you need to be 16 years old before you can go solo. George looks likely to follow in the royal family's history of piloting. His great-grandfather, Prince Philip, began his flying training in I'm sorry, that's hard to read. Let me see if I can make it better. Okay, I can't do much, but I'll read it and maybe you all can see. Okay, so his great-grandfather, Prince Philip, began his flying training in 1952 at White Waltham and received his Royal Air Force wings in 1953. And here's an image of Prince Philip. George's father, Prince William, began training as a search and rescue pilot in 2009. He was first based at RAF Valley in Anglesey in 2010 and undertook routine operational deployment to the Falkland Islands. I apologize if I am pronouncing all of this completely wrong. Okay, he then retrained to become an air ambulance pilot and worked for East Anglian Air Ambulance from March 2015 until July 2017. So, just this week, Prince William shared he would love to fly helicopters again as he paid a visit to Wales Air Ambulance headquarters in South Wales on Tuesday. The future king spoke about how much he missed the role and suggested he would come back and join the Wales Air Ambulance for a weekend. I can't stop talking about helicopters and medical kits and all sorts, William said. I'm sorry I take ages waffling about it. I miss it all. I'm quite keen to stay a bit longer. I'm thinking I might come back for a weekend at some point. I saw the Cardiff team a while ago and said to them, I'll come back and join them. So that was a great palate cleanse, and it's just so beautiful to see Prince George and how he's growing up and following in his father's footsteps, enjoying flying helicopters. And not just his father's footsteps, but his great grandfather's footsteps too, right? It's just beautiful to see. Yeah, so I hope you all have a great weekend. Like, please like and subscribe and leave any comments. I would love to hear from all of you. If you have any thoughts or ideas on things you would want a video made on or some research done on, please let me know. And I hope you all have a great weekend. Bye.